Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is a little bit of a special putting together. We know that Liverpool released a statement regarding the Carabao Cup draw and the impending Club World Cup as well, that will see Liverpool basically play 2 games in 2 days on 2 different continents. We're going to kick things off with a statement that the club put out in the face of this. This says, obviously, as mentioned there, they'll play Aston Villa on Tuesday, the 17th of December. As a result, we'll be utilising 2 playing squads simultaneously, with one squad participating in the FIFA Club World Cup in Qatar and another in the Carabao Cup. The club would like to take this opportunity to underline that while this is not an ideal scenario, it is an outcome which was arrived at with the best interest of the competition, our fellow clubs and ourselves as the sole motivating factor. I'm not sure how 3 things can be a sole motivating factor, but there you go. We would like to thank the EFL for their efforts to accommodate us, and we can confirm alternative dates were discussed, but without compromising the scheduling of the competition itself or placing an undue strain on our playing staff, because none of them were considered suitable. Interesting stuff nonetheless.
The interesting thing for me there, Paul, is the fact that they didn't mention the fans.
Yes.
So it was done for the competitions and the club and the best interest of everybody, apart from the supporters of the football club.
We've done this, and they go, and the fans, and they go, sorry, the who? Sorry, the what?
And the private jets are on the tarmac in Birmingham waiting to take all our fans from the first
This is a
game
point,
to the
because
second.
let's dive straight into it, because you mentioned this, because there's like, we don't know him, but Steve Monaghan's
Steve,
like the most famous Liverpool fan, has a record of going to games.
I think it's something ridiculous. Like he last missed a game in 1993. You know, so that's his record. Now, I think it's 1993. I watched something or read something.
And there will be other fans. I'm sure there'll be other fans who've got these records.
Who've done the same. And 26 years of going home and away to every single game, and now it's going to be. I think you can do it but it's ridiculous to ask a fan to do that.
Birmingham Airport's not too far away from Villa Park. It's probably...
But it is unprecedented, though. It is unprecedented. Playing 2 games in 2 days is a madness.
Yeah.
So if you are going to miss your first game in 20-odd years...
It's the most reasonable excuse, but it's a bit...
But at least we're trying. I mean, United, when they were playing in South America, they just jibbed the FA Cup.
Yeah.
They just said, we're not playing in it.
Yeah.
And ruined the FA Cup ever since.
Yeah, it's true.
Liverpool at least are not doing that.
I think because all the alternatives were being mooted as it might have to be played around where the semi-final slot is, which of course then means the semi-final. You've then got to push a 2-legged semi-final potentially back to Liverpool if Liverpool get through, etc., etc. And I think it was interesting that I think Liverpool have probably gone in pretty strong on this. And maybe a year or 2 ago we might not have had the bottle to do this, but as reigning European champions, they want to take the Club World Cup seriously. We think we'll discuss what the potential squads could be in a moment. Klopp making that very, very big statement after the Arsenal games to say, look, we just won't play it. If it's not right, we won't play it. Nobody wins in that situation. Well, maybe Liverpool probably come out slightly better for not being in it. But I like the fact that they've gone. They've probably gone. Now, we're not fucking ourselves in January for you, so that's out. We're not compromising going to this, what we think is a more prestigious tournament, albeit, not as maybe as storied in Liverpool's history in the Club World Cup. I think they've gone and said, if you want to keep us in the competition, we'll put whatever team we want out, and we're not getting any fines off this.
Yeah, and that's the way that they have to do it if they don't want to devalue the competition. I mean, it would look pretty silly us taking the kids in and then pulling out of the competition, really, wouldn't it? And I think there's an advantage for Liverpool this way as well. I think, we are able to play the young kids, give them another game, and the spotlight really is on Klopp and his selections at this stage of the competition.
Yeah.
He may well have just done that anyway.
Yeah.
And the likelihood is he probably would have. But if he loses... It's a ready-made excuse now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look.
I think to some extent there's a compromise made which is to the detriment of our team.
Yeah.
We're going to the World Club Championship. I'm fairly certain the players he would have liked in his squad and on his bench are going to be in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And that means that we're not taking the best possible Liverpool squad for that tournament.
That's the fear on this stuff, James, is that I think you've just got to jettison the Carabao.
I'd jib it off.
Yeah,
completely.
and because there's a case there is a case to be made that because I think we've got a Monterrey or Al Sadd potentially is the first game in that, so we should be capable of handling that game without a super first choice side. So maybe you take it, you just ship a couple more lads over after the Carabao game, and they might yet still do that. But for me, you don't want to run the risk of not, because you could lose that game. And if you lose that, I think you're gonna lose the Carabao game. I think it's gonna take something. We're gonna have to. Villa are a bloody good side. We saw that at the weekend. Villa are going to give us a massive game. It's going to be the biggest game they've had for a very long time. You don't want to compromise both competitions, so I think you have to make sure you win the Club World Cup if you're going to do this, and that's the difficulty that that Liverpool are faced with in that situation.
I personally think that we're going to have try and treat both of them with respect. I honestly think he's got himself...
Publicly?
I think he's got a Carabao Cup squad, which he was using. I think he'll stick with it. I think we'll see James Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Keita playing in Birmingham.
Interesting.
With the kids that were around them in the last game. And I think that shows respect without necessarily compromising the rest of the squad.
Go on, James. You're Jurgen Klopp in this situation. What are you doing here?
Well,
I don't need you to pick a squad, but I mean,
no. But I'm prioritising, aren't I? I'm prioritising the 3-4 competitions that we're still in 5, I suppose. I'm putting the Premier League top of that pile. Has to be.
Yeah.
My worry is if we get any injuries to any of our big players over that period. So then suddenly the talk and the dialogue suddenly becomes about, well, look how we've been shafted by the powers that be. Look what's happened, and so that will be his worry. We're gonna have to play the 2 games out there. We're gonna have to play the cup game. That's 3. Then I think we've got Leicester's
Boxing Day.
Boxing Day.
So just brief, looking at the fixtures leading up to it. So we've got Salzburg on the 10th. We've got Saturday the 14th is Watford at home, and then there's the week in question. Villa on the Tuesday, Monterrey Al Sadd on the Wednesday, and then the final or third place playoff of the Club World Cup on the Saturday. Saturday 21st. It's either Saturday Sunday. It's around that time difference thing. I don't know off the top of my head. And then obviously Leicester on the 26th, Wolves 29th.
But so if you're Jurgen Klopp and you decide to play as I think he will. I do disagree, John. I don't think he plays that many first team players against Villa. I think he just play all the kids in it. Then we've got the 2 games. If we lose our first game out in Qatar, so then we're going into the 3rd place playoff. Is that right? So then he doesn't take that game seriously at all because we don't really care. But he's got the kids back in Birmingham that have played that game, and he's taken a relatively strong team out there. All of a sudden, we have to have... You're flying the kids out to play the 3rd place and flying the first team back in time for Leicester.
But you can keep all the first teams and have some warm weather training. Keep, you know what I mean, or whatever. I don't know.
And the whole time, your focus is not on the Leicester game, which, by the way, is fucking massive.
Yeah.
But it's not till 8 o'clock on Boxing Day.
They've got a few more hours. I mean, it's a mad.
Yeah, Amazon have given us 15 more minutes on that one to prepare by putting a quarter of
the thing for me with all of this is I think the Champions League group stage makes a big difference to what we're doing. Yeah. Because if we win against Napoli, we're through, which gives us the 10th of December as a game where we don't need to play all of the big guns. True. Now, So what my 2 squads are based on the fact that we're through, we've beaten Napoli at Anfield, and Salzburg, we get to play a team that whatever we want. And my Salzburg team would almost player for player be my team for Aston Villa. Yep. Right? And I'm doing what James is doing. I'm playing all the kids because I looked into the rules of the Champions League. Obviously, you've got your A-list players, which we've named. We've named 6 or 7 B-list players. And UEFA rules state a club can register an unlimited number of players on List B during the season, but the list must be submitted by no later than midnight the day before the game. So you've got an opportunity there to throw a load of B-teamers in, or B-listers. So my team for Villa would be Keller in goal, Williams, Hoover, Vandenberg, Lewis, Kiravea, Kane, Jones, Elliott. I'd play Larouci left wing and Brewster. And I'd do that against Salzburg 7 days before, so that they've played a game. and then my FIFA World Cup side is a weakened first 11.
Yeah.
So that then becomes, the first game becomes your Oxes, your Caters, your Lovrens, if he's not first team at the point.
Sure.
Maybe a Milner in at fullback, and a Origi, Shaqiri if he's still a Liverpool player or available.
He's still alive.
And one of the front three. And then I'm saving the big guns for just playing once in the World Club Cup final.
I think it's interesting. The only
I haven't thought about this much.
No, not at all. We've got so many bits of paper. I think the only thing on that one is with the Champions League. For a start, obviously, you're right. It depends on how we fare against Napoli, because any drop points there, it means that Salzburg game becomes very, very important. But I don't know how you turn around to Salah, Mane, Firmino, etc., and tell them you're not playing a Champions League game when they'll all have eyes on like the Champions League Golden Boot and all of this kind of stuff. I don't know that and I'm not even sure, because I think the agreement will be in place. I don't know whether would UEFA penalise us for not putting a strong side out? I don't
really
these are
think
things I
they
don't
can
know.
in the circumstances. But I mean, I agree with Chris that game against Salzburg, if we've beaten Napoli, you can put anyone you like out.
Yeah.
But I still maintain that we won't just throw the Carabao Cup.
And also, Paul, we didn't play Mane and Firmino last night. That was the Champions League game. I don't think Klopp's going to have much issue saying, lads, you're going to sit this one out.
Oh yeah,
he's done it twice already in the Champions League.
But I think there's a.
I mean, he has done it.
But there's doing that, and there's a difference between that and taking every one of your senior players out of it. Because Firmino's on the bench, Mane's on the bench.
I think so, could be. That's the point, isn't it? It's the Champions League. The players are still in England.
So I'm looking at it. It's quite easy, I think, because you've largely done it there, Chris, to pick a team of kids for the Villa game. But my feeling is, I think what he will do is he'll probably turn round to Milner, Lallana, one or two others, depending on the fitness of where Matip is and Lovren or whatever. I think he will have whether it's a spine through the team, but it's probably one player in one defender, one midfielder, one forward, who he would count as being a senior lad, or even if it's probably just Milner. He probably just says, James, and he goes, oh no, Gaffer. No, don't! And he just there's the armband for that game. Takes his passport away from him, puts it in his pocket, and hands him his train ticket to Bill, his megabus ticket to Birmingham or whatever, and goes, sorry James, you're captaining the kids again.
To be honest, James, we're not going to pay for your travel. You can fucking run there, and you'll enjoy it, and we know you will.
Because Because I just think the Club World Cup, you're right, I think that's actually a brilliant idea. I agree. I don't think we'll go our super best possible 11 in both Club World Cup games. But
they're too close together.
They're
only 3 days apart.
Too close together.
So I think you prioritise the final. And I also think Adrian plays in nets for both of them. Because Keller is going to play in net, I think, for the Capital
One of the things we're not taking into account is that on the 15th, we play under-23s, play Chelsea.
Oh yeah, the under-18s are having a field day.
The under-18s have got European games against
the under-12s will be laughing. We'll just fill them in with the under-12s, mate. Nothing to worry about.
Mighty Reds warming up.
The thing about this is the deeper you dive, I think the more it shows you that it is. Look, it's a major. There's going to be some major juggling going on, because it's a good paper exercise to play in drafting Liverpool squads out, but. Again, we're not knowing exactly the mentality on it. I don't think Klopp will be looking to throw the Carabao Cup game, and I think because it's not a learning experience. If you put 11 kids out and they get absolutely fucking annihilated by Aston Villa, then
you remember what
that
Pep said in his interview, not Guardiola, Linders, said in his press conference that the only way to use the kids in games like that and develop them was to put them alongside people who had the experience to help them understand what was going on around them. And, so I can't see them throwing a load of kids to the Wolves.
Virgil van Dijk plays against Villa because you defo don't need him in the first game of the Club World Cup.
No, Jimmy Milner, captain.
I think that's the thing. I think James Milner and Adam Lallana
Yeah.
And whoever like the lowest down senior players, and probably more.
Shaqiri's probably going to be there if he's fit.
Well, yeah, but there's maybe just a case as well, look, this where he turns around to them and goes, who are the fittest lads we've got? Who are the lads who are just going to be capable? And you say to them, look, lads, you're going to miss this game, but you know what? If you play this game for me and you do a good job, I'll play it in the final. You know, because you can play. Milner you could play Milner on the Tuesday and then fly him out and play him on the Saturday if you wanted to, because he's capable of doing that kind of thing. Like so, but it's a fascinating situation.
I just think fuck him. To be honest, honestly, the Carabao, fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole point here is your competition's shit for a start. Yeah. It's absolutely wank. You have too many games. I mean, what's the two-legged semi-finals about? That needs to be changed because we could have played this game if it wasn't for a stupid two-legged team. Why does just one level of the competition have two legs?
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Just randomly change the format of the competition for one part of it.
The final used to be two legs on that. There used to be more two-legged
ties. The quarters, I think, used to be. Yeah,
it's
just fucking shit.
But and it's a bit of a relic.
It's crap, isn't it, though?
Yeah, it is a terrible competition. But just a few examples where...
Is that the cup that's got three handles as well? Fucking three handles. It's not even fucking symmetrical when you look at it.
The World Club Championship's a load of rubbish as well.
No, it's true.
But we've not won that, John.
Yeah.
Because they played it in Japan.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing about this. I think, you know, Real Madrid wore it on the shirt. You know, the champions, you world champions, you wear it on your shirt. It is a thing where, you know, I don't think it's something that you once you've won it once, I don't think you're necessarily that arsed after the fact.
But you're playing teams from Morocco and, you know, Abu Dhabi in the World Club Championship final. It's a load of nonsense.
Well, to be fair,
you should have just play us against the South Americans. And
the worst thing
that's what they do. You just have to have an extra game, so it's not just
the worst thing is we are in this competition now by default. I think from next year onwards, it's been moved to the end of the season, isn't it? So I think you win it, and then you know you probably just give your players the summer off for all subsequent ones because you can at least say you've won it. And for me, this season was always was about picking up the prestigious but easy to win trophies. So you picked it. I know we didn't make the Super Cup easy to win, but you win that because you're the champions of Europe. You should go and win that. And, you know, Real Madrid, go and win that because you're the champions of Europe. You should prove yourself the best team in the world. Whether it's prestigious or what, it's bigger than
it's bigger than the Carabao Europe, by the way.
It's bigger than the Carabao Cup all day long. I'm you know, and Liverpool are the Carabao Cup. So the League Cup is Liverpool's cup. Yeah. You know, we've won that more than anyone else. And I don't care about it. We should be prioritising that. Just a few examples of where Liverpool have actually played back-to-back games or close run games, all non-competitive. Go back, the one that stuck out in my mind that I remember the most was Brendan Rodgers, was 15-16. Yeah, I think it was Brendan Rodgers actually. We played Helsinki on Saturday the 1st of August and then played Swindon on Sunday the 2nd. And we did mismatched teams. So like we played Helsinki, it was Mignolet, Klein, Skrtel, Lovren, Gomez, Henderson, Milner, Coutinho, Lallana, Ings-Ibe. And then against Swindon, it was Bogdan, yes. Trent, Torre, Sacco, Moreno, Chan, Lucas, Alan Markovic, Benteke, Firmino.
Did we keep a clean sheet in the Bogdan game?
Pretty good sides.
Did we?
No idea.
We didn't. We conceded.
Did we?
Definitely.
We won 2-1 against Swindon. There you go. Obviously, Barcelona Mainz was another example of it in 16-17, where we absolutely wiped the floor with Barcelona, and then absolutely had the floor wiped with us by Mainz the next day. Alex Manninger was in goal for that one. We'll blame him on that. And then pre-season in 17-18, it was the Aldi Cup, where we beat Bayern Munich 3-0 and then played Atletico in the final the next day and lost it on pens with Danny Ward in goal and Dom Solanke up front for that one. So yeah, but nothing quite like that competitively. So it will be an interesting week. Certainly a good week to have. Well, looking at it, every single streaming device that owns football rights.
All the fans who send their kids to the Villa game. And they should fly out too.
yeah. Give your ticket to the kids and all the old fellas not on the lash and guitar, presumably as well. Like.
Well, there's a lot of opportunities for us to go to town and get hammered in the space of a week. That could be a really boozy.
Well, 3 Liverpool.
That could be a really boozy week.
3 Liverpool games in a week. I mean, look again. Not to make light of the fact 4. That, you know. Well, yeah,
we beat Watford.
Well, yeah, the space of 7 days. 4 Liverpool games.
I will be nowhere near as drunk that week as if we go 9 points clear at the weekend. Because I might still be out in December if we go 9 points clear at the weekend.
Yeah, it's
Where's
true.
Paige at? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on that. Where if you want to do the drafting of squads and stuff, do it in the comment section underneath. I think it's very interesting. You can tweet at the Redmen TV as well. Yeah, really, really mad stuff. Look, thanks for watching or for listening. Thank you very much for joining us on this one, gents. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and check back. The countdown to Manchester City begins now.